What's up, Warrior Babes? Hey, everybody. Nikki here, and welcome to our Sunday Warrior Babe Revolution Rally Call. I am super excited to be on this call with you guys right now. I dealt with some fire bombs with knowledge and get you guys started feeling strong into a new week. So we'll get started in just a few minutes. Go leave a Facebook comment inside of our community, inside the Warrior Babe community, and let them know that this call is getting started. So go do that right now. Go leave a comment in the group. Let them know this call is getting started, and we're going to be starting in a few minutes. Before we do dive in, I wanted to give a huge welcome. We've had, I'm not sure of the number, but we've had a lot of new Warrior Babes join us this week. Guys, if you guys are listening and you're new, welcome. You are part of a community of thousands of women who are getting toned and becoming strong, more confident versions of themselves. Warrior Babe is where strong is the new sexy, and I am so excited that you are a part of our community. If you are new, guys, also know that we do these calls every single Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, make sure that you have your calendars marked. Make sure you immerse yourself, especially if you're new at the beginning, into Warrior Babe everything, because that's just going to get you into the mindset, into the groove, into the things, the tools and the resources that I'm providing you, and it's just going to help you start off on a very, very, very strong foot at the beginning of your journey here. So set your alarms for these calls. Show up 5 minutes before they get started. You want to be here because each week the topics change week to week to week. They're mainly mindset. There's some macro stuff, and there's some, I don't really talk that much about workouts, but usually mindset and macros that, either I'm laying out with some motivation into your new week, or I'm dropping some knowledge bombs to help you understand what may not be shared on the internet, or some misconceptions about things, which is actually going to be today's topic, and I'm super excited about it. Sharing some misconceptions that maybe you've probably heard if you're flying around in the fitness world, or your friends talk about it, or your family talks about it. So I'm going to debunk those misconceptions today. I'll tell you exactly what the misconceptions are in just a couple minutes, but I want to make sure that, we've got everybody on this call and people are still joining in. I hear the little dings. So before we do get started, really just want to run through for all of the new Warrior Babes that are here. There's 14 blast-off videos that are coming to you guys each day for the first 14 days of being a part of this journey inside of your emails. Do not ignore these videos. Please do not ignore these videos because they are a huge part of your journey starting out here, right? Don't just dive into the app. Don't dive into the workouts. Don't dive into the macros. Actually set your foundation here first. Know what goals you want to accomplish. Why do you want to accomplish them? And making the committed decision to yourself that you're actually going to follow through. Right? Especially if you're a really, really good starter, but you're a terrible fucking finisher, then you must listen to those blast-off emails. They're also coming to you in email, but we also have them inside the unit section in the Facebook group. So you can click on units. You can go watch all of the videos if you want to. But I highly recommend that you do them, and then you do the task I'm telling you to do. Because if you ignore them and you're 3 weeks in, I'm going to be like, I told you so, right? It's a really good and easy to start when you're excited with something. But when you're 3 weeks in, you're still going. That's where resistance starts to come up, and you got to fight through that resistance to continue on with your journey. All right, babes. So let's dive into today's topic, which I am so excited to talk to you guys about. It's the 5 macro misconceptions. So the 5 macro false beliefs that I just want to clear the air and know that these misconceptions are not true. And a lot of them are probably going to be like, wow, damn, that makes sense. Or, oh, wow, I believe that, right? So when you start on something new, and especially in this kind of world, there's no restrictions, there's no limitations. You can eat everything in balance that you want to eat. You can have ice cream, you can have carbs. Like, this is where it's like, holy shit, I can do this and I can still get results. So that's the truth. But then there's also these misconceptions that people believe to be true and they're not true. So I want to debunk them with you guys today and just give you clarity moving forward. So the 5 macro misconceptions. The first one is that people say a calorie is a calorie no matter where it comes from. I'm sure if you guys ever worried about calories or tracked calories, people say calorie is a calorie no matter where it comes from. That's not true at all. As you guys can see probably already with using macronutrients, not all calories are created equal. Various foods break down and are metabolized differently than others are. This is why I put the emphasis on macronutrients, protein, fats, carbs. They all break down and metabolize differently in our bodies. So we can't simply, throw calories into a big bucket and call each calorie the same. It's just not the case. They all break down differently. So a calorie is not a calorie, no matter where it comes from. Protein, fats, carbs, they all do different things inside of our body. And they all break down and metabolize differently inside of our body. They all get energy used differently inside of our body. But the thing is that they all work together. So when you take one away, and I'm going to share this with one of the 5 false beliefs about macros in a second, but when you take one away, it kind of makes everything go wacky. Right? For example, when you take carbs away and you're only really focusing on like fats and proteins, it makes shit go wacky and is not sustainable for the long term, which I'm sure a lot of you guys have realized. It creates great results at first, but over the long course of time, like I'm working with somebody in my Blueprint program just to fix her freaking metabolism because of all these restrictive programs that she's been in. And her body, literally, her metabolism is just shot. So I'm working her up to be able to eat a lot of food and heal her metabolism. And that's what happens is that when people cut shit out, it starts going Morse code on your body. So understand that protein, fats, and carbs, they all break down differently inside of the body. A calorie is not a calorie. Calorie is a calorie no matter where it comes from is not true. All calories are not created equal. So that's the first macro misconception. The second macro misconception is it's one of the most common nutrition myths that we've all heard, I'm sure, before. I remember when I first started my journey, this was like, oh, but I can't do this, right? Like, so this macro misconception is don't eat past 7 p.m. That is such a myth and so false. Because people think that if you eat late at night, it's all going to be stored as fat, right? How many of you guys think that? How many of you guys have heard that? How many of you guys have implemented, oh, I can't eat past 7 p.m.? Really? Right? That's what I wanted to say. Like, that's what I'm saying to myself when I asked myself the same thing years ago, right? When I was like, I can't eat past 7 p.m. because I'm just going to get fat. So, guys, really what this is saying or trying to tell you is that when you go to bed to rest, so does your metabolism. That's just not the case. Your metabolism doesn't simply shut down at any point during the day. Your metabolism is always freaking going. It does not go to sleep when you go to sleep. So what this myth is truly, really saying, but not saying, is that people can't be trusted with food choices. Like late at night, many people sit down in front of a TV and they snack, right? They click on Netflix, they get a bag of chips, they get some ice cream. I used to be that person, and they just snack. And that's a big freaking no-no. Look, listen, the thing I want to get across to you guys is do not eat for comfort. Do not eat for comfort. Understand that may be a trigger for you and you need to work through that trigger. You need to eat for fuel and function. Like, people, my friends laugh at me because they're like, you're not going to warm up that food. You're not going to season that food. I'm like, no, man, I just eat for fuel and function. Like, give me food. I don't really eat for pleasure. Like, I'll have, like, an ice cream thing, like, every once in a while or every other night. I'll have some chocolate every other night. But mainly I eat because I know that that food is helping me feel and function my body. So, but look, if you want to have like a nice protein packed snack at night, by all means, go for that. Like, go for having a balanced fat, protein, carbs at nighttime. You're not going to wake up and instantly be fat. It does not work that way. So what you eat is way more important than when you eat it. So you can have food past 7 p.m. That is such a common nutrition myth that you have to stop at that period of time. You don't have to. Your metabolism never shuts down, so understand that. So that's the second common macro misconception. The third one is it stems to, or I've heard this multiple times, to being a nurse and being in the health industry. Many of you may not have heard this, but I actually have seen it in our community before, so I wanted to throw this in there. But eating too much protein will hurt your kidneys. That's a macro misconception, that eating too much protein will hurt your kidneys, and it's put out there saying that you're gonna get kidney disease and blah 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 blah. So many are told that if you have food or have a diet that's high in protein, it will raise your risk of doing harm to your kidneys and potentially have kidney failure. Blah, it's not true. So it can be harmful and have harmful effects if you do eat large amounts of protein. It is indeed dangerous to those who already have kidney disease. But healthy individuals will have no issues upping their protein intake. Protein helps to promote muscle growth. It helps to facilitate fat loss. It helps to get that toned shape that you're looking for and to change your body composition. It's another great reason to up this macronutrient because it helps you feel fuller longer throughout the day and satiated rather than feeling like your stomach is digesting itself due to lack of substance. Like, when I first started my journey, I knew protein was the key thing that I had to get in. I just didn't know where to get it or how to do it. But once I started incorporating this macronutrient into my everyday routine and upping and eating more, I never had any sugar cravings after that. I felt full the entire day, and it was a beautiful freaking feeling because when I was just eating sugary shit, carbs, and high fats, I still felt like, okay, I'm done eating. I could eat again, right? But protein helps to neutralize things in your body. It helps to neutralize your blood sugar. It helps you, like I said, to feel fuller longer throughout the day and satiated rather feeling like you're eating yourself. So don't believe this misconception surrounding nutrition myths like this. Like, protein it's not going to hurt your kidneys unless you already have a kidney disease. You want to keep protein. You have to keep protein in there and to the way that we train, you guys, your body is constantly revving through that protein. Your muscles are constantly revving through that protein. So it's totally normal, especially in our line of exercise, to be able to eat tons of protein. Okay, so that was the third one. The fourth one, and I'm sure that so many of you guys have already heard this one, but I just want to debunk it even more and kind of go through the science of why they're good, especially as in my blueprint, my VIP, one of my babes is eating 350 grams of carbs. And her weight's not budging at all. That's good. She's in the maintenance side of things. I just have to keep feeding her. And then my babes are eating roughly around 200, 200 to 300 is pretty much the average of where my girls in the VIP are at with their carbs. So this is the thing. This is a very big macro misconception that carbs are going to make you fat. And if you look at carbs, you're going to gain weight, right? How many of you guys feel that way? I know I did when I first started, and I gained back 25 pounds in 1 month from just eating. I literally was so fearful of carbohydrates. My carbohydrates were so low that I was so afraid to even adjust them. Carbs are not going to make you fat. You won't look at carbs and gain weight. So these literally have the worst rep in the fitness industry, but They are so vitally important for toning and for shaping and for like changing your body composition to your body. Like, they provide you the fuel, the energy to your body and to your brain and to so many other organs, vital organs inside of your body. They provide energy and regulation of glucose in our body, which is the primary source that we all look for. And without carbohydrates, you guys can experience fogginess, forgetfulness, and fatigue. Like, carbohydrates provide us the ultimate fuel for our body inside and outside of the gym. So let me just break it down into scientific things for you to understand, but from a level of language that you will understand. So carbs break down to glycogen inside of our body. A lot of you guys probably heard of what glycogen is, and that glycogen is stored inside of your muscles. So when your body needs energy for an intense workout, it's going to tap into your glycogen stores first as an energy source. Now, with the goal of getting toned and building muscle, you need this specific energy, because if it's not provided properly, if you're not eating if you're afraid, or you're not eating, or you're restricting yourself, and you're not giving your body the carbs that it needs, then your body can tap into your muscle storage, right? So remember what I just said. Carbs break down to glycogen, and the glycogen is stored inside of your muscles. And when your body needs that, and it's going to tap into your muscle storage, well, guys, guess what? If you're not eating enough carbs, then your glycogen storage is going to be depleted. So where is it going to go? Where's your body going to look for energy? Your muscles. And guess what? All of the hard work you're putting inside the gym, all the reps, all the sets you're doing, everything that you're doing can basically and will be basically non-existent, right? I know so many people say, but I'm not getting the results, but I'm doing all this work. Well, guys, if you're not eating properly, this is what's happening on the inside. So if you're not fueling your body with the right carbohydrates that your body actually needs, and you're doing this intense exercise, your body's pulling and searching for that energy in your muscle area, and it's pulling at your muscle rather than at the food, the fuel that you're trying to provide your body. So you really want to make sure that you're eating the proper amount of carbohydrates, because they break down the glycogen. The glycogen is stored first inside of your muscles, and that's where your body taps into it. That's why a lot of you guys may feel like, at the end of a workout, you're wiped out, you're donezo, like you're tired. Yeah, because your body just used all of that glycogen inside of your body. And that's why it's so important after you work out to refuel your body with a post-workout shake. And then the 24 hours outside of the gym is so vitally important for you to recover with food, because you've got to push the carbs back into the muscle to have them recover. Mind blown. I hope you guys are being just mind blown right now. Another thing, too, with carbohydrates is that protein and carbs work together. Each one of these macronutrients really works together, but this is the most important one that I want you to understand, is that protein and carbs, they work together when it comes to getting toned, and protein is a building block of the muscle and helps to build and repair that muscle, which I just talked about. So if you guys have eaten, my keto babes, if you guys have eaten in an extreme carb restriction over an extended period of time, your muscles don't reap the benefits of the protein that you are eating. Your body can process protein better if carbs are available. And with those two macronutrients working together, guys, it's inevitable that your body will get toned faster, that you will change your body composition faster. You've got to have protein. You've got to have carbs. They do magic together. Like literally, when you're done a workout and you drink or you have your carb source, you're opening up the floodgates in your body for the protein to flow into your muscles, because the carbs are going to the muscle regardless to restore that glycogen store that you just depleted. Protein is then there following with the carb to start recovering and building and toning and shaping. Is this all making sense? I hope it's making sense, because this is mind-blowing stuff. And why carbs are freaking good. They are not scary. You don't need to worry about getting fat with them. You're not going to blow up with them. You're not going to look at them and get fat. Carbs are really freaking good for you. Really good for you, and really good for the body that you're trying to build. So that's the fourth misconception, is that carbohydrates are going to make you fat. The fifth macro misconception is that tracking numbers and tracking food is obsessive. This is not true. And usually the people that say this are not working towards something, or don't have this goal in mind that we all have for ourselves. Or they just don't understand, or many people that say this have had an eating disorder in the past, and they fear food, or they fear that they're going to be this is going to be an obsessive route for them. When honestly, you guys, learning the macro side of things is, honestly, to me, and I'm sure to many people can agree with this, is the most sustainable concept yet. It's a skill set that's going to serve you for the rest of your life. This is not obsessive. It's tracking numbers is not obsessive. It's getting you to learn a skill that can help you look at food and understand exactly what is inside of food. It can have you look at food and understand exactly the portion size that you are eating. That kind of skill can serve you forever. That type of skill can serve you for years on years on years, and have you build a better relationship with food. You just have to do this tracking and packing your foods at first, so that you can learn this skill, so that it becomes easy for you, becomes a habit. It becomes a subconscious thing that you just do. Like, that's just what I do now. It's literally, I look at food and I was like, okay, like some days here in Bali, like I'm looking at food and I'm like, yeah, that's about a cup of rice. Like on my IG story that I shared with you guys yesterday, that's 3.5 ounces of chicken and a cup of rice, and about like a cup or a quarter of a cup, I'm sorry, 3/4 of a cup of like peanut butter Vietnamese sauce. And I'm able to put that in my fitness pal, and I'm able to follow. Like, it's all like, it's better to be able to track what you're eating than not track anything at all. Because if you're not tracking at all, what do you really know that you're eating? Like, whenever I would never track, and I would only have 2 big meals throughout the day, I'd be like, wow, I had a lot of food today. When really, you guys, it's nothing. 2 big meals is nothing in comparison to what you guys actually eat. So tracking your food is better than tracking nothing at all, because you're consciously making yourself aware of the foods that you are actually eating on a daily basis. So tracking numbers and tracking and packing your food, or tracking your food, or it's not obsessive. Instead of looking at it like that, it's a skill that will serve you for the rest of your life. So that was the 5th macro misconception, the 5th macro false belief. So the first one was, a calorie is a calorie no matter where it comes from. That is not true. All calories are not created equal. Protein, fats, and carbs, they all break down differently and metabolize differently inside of your body. The second macro misconception is don't eat past 7 p.m. This is a common myth that if you eat past 7 p.m., everything's going to be stored as fat. This is not true. You just need to, your metabolism doesn't shut down, so you don't need to stop eating in the specific time of the day. The third one is eating too much protein will hurt your kidneys. This is not true. Having high protein helps to recover your body. It helps to build the muscle. It helps to get that tone look that you're looking for. And your body needs it as a recovery process with the intensity workouts that you're doing. The fourth one is that carbs are going to make you fat. Carbs are your friends, not your enemies. You need the carbs, and I'm hopefully that concept that I share with you blew your mind, because carbs are there to provide you energy, and if you don't have that energy that's inside of your muscle stores where the glycogen gets stored, carbs break down to glycogen gets stored inside of your muscles. If that's not there, your body's tapping to your muscle stores, and then all your hard work is going to be non-existent. You need carbs in your life. Plus, you need the protein and the carbs together because they do magic together. That was the fourth macro misconception. The fifth one is that tracking your numbers and tracking your food is obsessive, guys. No, it's a skill that you're going to learn for the rest of your life. You're going to be able to look at food, know portion sizes, feel confident while you're eating, and learn that. Like, learn that through your whole journey. Like, in 2 years, you'll be able to look at food and be like, yeah, this is this much. This is that much. And you can easily log it inside of MyFitnessPal. Like, I had a friend ask me the other day, do you think you're ever going to get tired of what you're doing? I said, absolutely not. My kids are going to be eating healthy. My family is going to be healthy. This is something that is going to carry me through the rest of my life, exercising, choosing healthy foods. Like, I will never stop doing this. And I'm so grateful that I've learned the whole ins and outs of nutrition because I look at it so differently than I ever have before. I come from, doing 3 meals a day, big meals, quote unquote, big meals, when actually they were nothing. I was eating like under 1,000 calories. And I look at food differently because now I know what's a protein, what's a fat, what's a carb. And I want that same for you. So I hope that these macro misconceptions is kind of like, lit up your world and understanding that there's so many false beliefs that are out there and they're not true. And this is what's true. And I'm excited that I got to share that with you guys. I hope that it was a good rally call. I hope that it lifts you up with some firebomb knowledge, some knowledge firebombs. Let me know how you guys liked it inside the community. Post a comment in the Facebook group, and let me know that you guys enjoyed today's rally call. And, show up for yourself this week, you guys. I said this on the Blueprint call this morning, that there's things inside this program that are going to challenge you, and I'm there to challenge you, because whatever you've been doing and the results you've been getting, it's inside of your comfort zone, and it's now time for you to step outside of the comfort zone, but understand that it's not going to come easy. You're going to do things that you don't want to do. You're going to be eating carbs even though you're afraid of eating them, but I'm here to help you understand that they're good for you, and I'm here to challenge you to do new things, because in order to get something different, you have to do something different. All right, babe, so remember that. Start off your week strong, and I'll see you guys on our Q&A on Wednesday. Bye, everyone.